Hi, welcome back to Headaches and Hot Takes. I'm one of your hosts, Shapirian, and if you have not seen this week's episode from Monday, stop what you're doing right now and go watch it, because this episode is a bonus segment, we're calling it, which is a continuation of Monday's episode. We further elaborate on the topic that we ended Monday's episode with. It really, it literally picks up right where it ended. And then we go on to talk about a few more things that kind of tie into it, and we end up previewing what you can expect next Monday from Headaches and Hot Takes. And if you have already seen that episode, just as a refresher, we are talking about one of my favorite video games, Super Mario Bros. 3, versus one of Hearn's favorite video games, Super Mario World, and we pick up right in the middle of that conversation. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Love you all. Thanks for watching. See you next week. But it's not better than 3. 3's number 1.
What's 3? If it's 3 or 4, what is 3? What are 3 better than besides 3?
3? 3 is one of them.
You're gonna say Wonder.
Wonder and New Soup U, specifically. Yep. Specifically the one on the Wii U. It's called New Super Mario Bros. U. Great game. Mario 3 to the NES was New Soup U to the new Super Mario Bros. Series. They had learned everything about what worked well and what didn't work well for it, and that is a masterpiece of the new Super Mario Bros. Games.
I could not tell you the difference between New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii and New Super Mario Bros. U. I could not.
That's your problem.
Can you?
Absolutely.
What?
For what it's worth, I've not played through the one on the Wii since I was a child, so bear with me if there are some mistakes, but I think what I'm saying is true. Okay. Acorn power-up versus the propeller. The propeller is in New Soup U, but the Acorn is way more prominent and a lot of gliding, a lot better maneuvering. The Koopalings, I don't believe, are in there, are they? On the Wii?
Koopalings are in Wii, yep.
No, it's Bowser Jr. in every castle, isn't it?
Because every world is a different Koopa Kid.
Okay, that's the case
Iggy
for
is
you.
World
That's
5.
Fine.
Yeah.
Take it out then. Again, I'm going to lean heavily into the aesthetics here. If we're talking like the green plains of whatever the first one is versus in U, if you held them side by side, you would be able to be like, well, this one clearly looks a lot better. Same with 2.
The one for a newer
Same with 3.
console.
They're all dessert themed, by the way, in Super Mario Bros. U. Like there's like Soda Jungle and stuff like that. They're all dessert themed. I thought the worlds
That's
were
a pro.
cool.
That's a pro.
Yeah, I think the worlds look good.
It's a pro dessert themed?
It's a pro that the worlds look better? Yes, it is.
Okay, but is it
It's
a
not
pro
gonna
that is dessert themed?
No, it's just interesting.
Okay.
It's just... You're like, what's the difference? Well, first of all, it looks
Well, the
like
graphics are better
Go
on
back
this
and
newer
play-
console, so if you believe it, the graphics are better on a console 6 years later. Yeah, I hope they are. The new iPhone with the best camera. Yeah, I hope it is. It's another $1,000. I hope you're not giving me the same camera. I would hope that. So that does
Why are you
combat what
hating
you
on me
said.
for U versus New Soup for the Wii? I'm also comparing against DS, New Super Mario Bros. 2.
Love DS. Love
I do too.
New Super Mario Bros. DS. Me and my brother would play. Remember, you could play like head to head.
Absolutely. I bought it not that long ago to play all the
so
mini
much
games
fun.
with Kat. Like
So
3
much
months
fun.
ago. It's
It
great.
is so much fun.
It's not better than the one on the Wii U.
I would hope that one on a handheld console from 2002 is not as good as one on a at-home console from 2010.
So then what's the hot take with that?
It's just some of your pros, like whenever you said that 3 looks better than World in your opinion, that's like wow, because World is newer. So it's weird to say I like the old look better.
Generation up.
It's
generation
obvious
up.
to say that the game that came out in 2006 looks worse than the game that came out in 2010. That's like, okay, duh, tell me something else.
It's more than that. It's like 13 or 14 too. It's like a decade difference.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
That I'm like, okay.
Go back and play the one on the Wii, which is the one you asked me about. It looks a lot worse than you think it does. It's aged
I'm sure
terribly.
it does. I'm sure. Yeah,
I bought it
believe
a
that.
couple years back.
I believe that.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, bro. It's a superior game. Game.
Let's try to go back to what started all this, because I can't even remember at this point. You get
Mario
3
Kart 8
Nintendo
Deluxe
games.
is one of the best Nintendo games of all time.
You get 3 Nintendo games for life. You said Pokemon, Red, Blue, whatever.
Fire Red.
You said what? 3?
No, 64.
60.
So much more in depth than 3. It's so much more in depth.
64.
Mario
Pokemon,
Kart 8 Deluxe.
and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe are your three. Give me those for life. I'm set.
I mean, I'm not going to be thrilled to not play another Zelda game for my life or any side-scroller Mario for my life. No.
I just can't believe of the 3D Marios, you're picking 60.
If I could be technical, I could be like, well, give me Animal Crossing New Leaf on the GameCube because it has 15 NES games in it, including Mario 1, 2, 3, and Zelda 1 and 2. I'm like, okay, well,
Thank
know
you
what I mean?
for not being that analytical. Yes, I appreciate
right.
that. I just, of the 3D Mario games, you're picking 64. That's insane. It's got great
It's my
nostalgia.
favorite.
It's
It's my favorite.
Mario 64 for the DS was better than the
If
64
you're giving me
for
3
the,
for my life, I'm taking my favorites.
64 for the DS was better
Which-
than 64 for the
I don't, on my list of all-time favorite games, I guess I kind of contradict myself there. I would not have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe over Super Mario Bros. 3 on a list of my favorite games of all time. I would not.
But because
Like
of
you're saying,
what,
like
replayability,
specifically for life, you don't get any other games. Okay, Mario Kart 8 is so much more replayable. I have no doubt that while I prefer 3, I have at least double the hours in my lifetime in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I'd rather play that. Fortnite, not my favorite video game of all time. It'd be one of those games where it's like you get 3 games for forever. Fortnite changes every time you change your underwear. Like I might as well just take Fortnite. It's never gonna get old,
that it does.
right?
Did you hear me say that 64 for the DS was better than 64 for the N64?
Oh my god!
It's so you said it's
Give
in
me a
it's
break.
You have
That's the one I
playable
played
characters.
first, by the way. I played
You
it
have-
first.
Me too. You have playable characters, each with their own unique moveset, unique power ups. It's better. It's the same story with more.
It's not better, bro.
How is it not?
I would
it's
not
the
prefer
same,
it as an experience.
It's the
feels out
same
of
as
place.
64, literally exact, except there's different characters with
How do you
different
move in
movesets.
Super Mario Bros. 64? Do you recall? Don't you
What
use
do you
the
mean?
pin to move
64?
on the DS?
Use the pen? You think you're sitting there
At least you at least
scribbling
can.
around
You at
everywhere?
least can if you want to. I can promise you that.
No, it's like any Mario game ever where you can
Thank
move
God.
around. It is 64 with more characters, all beloved
Bro,
Mario characters, all with unique
I don't
power-ups.
want to have to choose what character I play as to be able to access this secret part of a level. Well, Wario breaks the black blocks, right? He can break the black.
Is that
ones
not
'cause
like
they're
a
big and
whole
hefty.
thing of Pokemon? Is that not like the basis of progressing through Pokemon worlds? You
I
have
can
to have
enjoy something
Smash
in
to
one
break this
setting.
rock. You have to have Surf to get to this thing. Is that not the exact thing that happens in Pokemon?
I can enjoy something in one setting and not want it in another. I can enjoy
Oh
something
my
about Pokemon that I don't want in my Mario games. Talking platformers versus RPGs.
I
Comparing
understand.
apples and oranges.
I understand that would mean that two of your 3 games have the same concept. I get that.
Right.
But first off, how often in 64 DS is it mandatory that you have Wario? Or maybe 1 or 2 levels that you have to have each character? Maybe?
Still too many. Also, we're talking for life. You'd rather play 64 on a handheld than on a TV?
That would
That goes
make a
against it. That's a
difference.
con. Yeah.
That would make a difference.
Think of it that way.
But
That's why I said I think 64 mainline is a better experience. That's what I said.
so
You
I
start
guess
as Yoshi, which is so weird, by the way. It's called Mario 64. You start as Yoshi, who's not
gotta
in the
rescue
other game
Mario.
unless you 100% it.
you got to rescue Mario.
Yeah, weird.
That's the
Makes
whole
no
thing in
sense.
Luigi's Mansion. It's the whole thing in Luigi's Mansion. You got to
Makes sense in that setting. Doesn't make sense in Mario 64. Rescue Mario, Mario 64. That's not what the game's about. This isn't
It's
Zelda where we're
so-
rescuing Zelda.
It's so weird to me, and I will probably admit that in most settings, I give more to nostalgia than maybe I should. I think there's definitely people that do worse.
You're doing that here too.
You apparently do like no nostalgia from your takes on the Grinch and different Christmas movies to your takes on this. You are
Not
saying
true.
that you are saying
I
that-
don't. I do it in terms of what's my favorite. I don't do it in terms of what's
Yes,
objectively the best.
Is
I try to-
Spider-Man 2
you should
my
remove-
favorite? Spider-Man of all time?
with Doc Ock.
With Doc Ock is my favorite Spider-Man of all time.
Do you think?
Don't
it's
think
the
it'll
best?
ever beat Doc. I don't think it'll ever beat. It's my favorite. I don't think
Do
it'll
you
ever
think
beat
it's the
Doc.
best?
I think if you have
It's not,
more-
bro. I'm telling you right now, it's not the best.
If you have more than 2 movies ahead of it, you're wrong.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
What's
I agree
better?
with that.
What's better?
I would
If you-
probably take
Don't say. Don't.
what?
I don't think you're going to say one of the Amazing Spider-Men, but
Both of them. No, dude, of course not.
what?
Neither of the Amazing Spider-Mans.
What is better than...
I would personally have 2 as the second best. I would say... Let me remember the name. I would say...
Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home.
I would say No Way Home. I think it's better than 2. I do. I'm sorry.
No way.
Dude, you have nostalgia glasses on. Take them off.
That's the whole thing of No Way Home. It is the only thing, not the only thing, the biggest thing that makes No Way Home good is that it brought back characters from
Doctor
2 decades
Strange.
ago.
It's got all the Spider-Man villains ever. It's got a brand
Nostalgia.
new problem. It's got moral issues. It has a very interesting ending.
What?
Interesting sacrifices
Spider-Man 2
being
doesn't...
made.
Every Spider-Man movie has moral issues. He becomes Spider-Man because of moral issues. That's not a point for your argument.
Huh? I'm saying Spider-Man himself has to make a moral decision that is very tough.
He
and
lets
weigh
the
what
robber
he wants
go that
versus
then
what's
kills
best.
Uncle Ben. Is that not a moral decision? He let the robber go and then
Yes.
that guy... Okay, thank you. So don't act like it has moral
That's not in
dilemmas.
2.
Spider-Man 1 in 2002 had moral dilemmas.
He didn't know he was letting the robber go and went and killed Uncle Ben, buddy.
Oh my God. How often do you know what you're doing is a moral dilemma? How often?
And No Way Home. And No Way Home.
What is the moral dilemma?
That's a spoiler.
Who hasn't seen it?
When he goes back and knows MJ, Ned, everyone in his entire life, no one's going to know him anymore. He's a nobody with no name. He's not going to college. His whole life plans are gone. His girlfriend doesn't know he exists anymore. He has no place to stay. He has to restart from scratch. The weight of him walking into that diner and seeing his 2 best friends ever, and they don't know him. And that's permanent. Permanent. We'll see.
No Way Home, it took 6 movies for Tom Holland Spider-Man to get where the other 2 Spider-Man got in 1 movie. The only thing worse, obviously it's worse that he
Can we wrap this up, dude?
This is great. This is fantastic.
For you!
The only thing that is worse for him in No Way Home is that nobody knows him. He doesn't have Harry. He doesn't have MJ. He has nobody. I get that. But it took 6 movies for anybody significant to die. Anybody significant in his life.
Ben was dead already.
Who?
Ben? Uncle Ben?
Yes.
They just didn't show it in the movies. You're going to hold that he doesn't have an origin movie against him because we didn't want a 3rd Spider-Man origin movie?
It just... I don't think it matters whenever he has
You don't think
Daddy,
it's a coincidence that
whenever
the
he
things
has
that are
Daddy
your
Iron
favorites
Man
are also what you think are the best in all of these categories we've mentioned?
What?
Your favorite Grinch is the one you think is the best. Your favorite Mario game is the one you think is the best. Your favorite Spider-Man movie is the one you think is the best. That is what you just said.
I have not said that.
You have said that in all of these cases.
I have not said that. It is coincidence that my favorite Grinch I think is the best Grinch. If you want to,
Your favorite Spider-Man you think is the best Spider-Man.
I said I literally said if you want to put others over it, fine. You can't put it worse than 3. You can't.
Okay.
And you said that's fine. You agree with that. I didn't say if you have anything above it, you're
but
stupid.
In your opinion, I didn't say you said that. I didn't say you're the devil.
I didn't say you said that when I said
what's
that.
What's the best Spider-Man movie? What's the best Spider-Man movie? Answer the question. It's 2. You know
I'm gonna say 2.
Right. What's the best version of Mario 64? The one you played first and are nostalgic for. Your favorite.
How many times on this podcast
What's the best? Sorry, get Mario 64 out of here. What's the best side scroller Mario? What's the best side scroller Mario? Hearn? What's the best side scroller Mario? Answer the question.
It's not a con against me that I agree with the majority of the world, and that world is the better.
I don't think it's a majority, by the way. It probably has plurality, but not majority.
You think more people? Who is a majority vote for best side scroller Mario? You think it's not world?
Nobody has majority. It's plurality.
Oh my God. Maybe not majority.
Majority means more than half.
Yes. No, it doesn't have to be. Majority just means the more than others.
Incorrect.
It could be
incorrect. That's the term for that is plurality. Majority means more than not. If 20% of all Mario players think Super Mario World is the best ever, there's 80% that don't think it's the best ever. It does not have the majority who think it's the best ever. It has plurality. More
maybe
of theirs than anything else. So
You
don't,
may be
don't get me
correct
on
in this.
Don't get at me on this.
You may be correct on this, but
I am.
I think it's absolutely stupid to say if you have a room of 100 people, what's the best Mario game? If 34 say World, and from
World
that
is
it's
the most.
and from that it's 33 says 3, 20 say whatever, and it adds up to 100.
You would not say the majority
of that room.
You would not. You would not. No, it's wrong. That's
Majority
dead
of
wrong.
that room.
You're dead wrong.
says-
You're dead wrong. No, the majority of the room is freaking 66% of the room that says no. This is not the best game. That's majority. You're dead wrong because nobody uses the word plurality. You're using the fact that we don't use that word.
Never heard of it. Never heard of polarity.
Plurality. Plural. The word plural. ITY.
Polarity.
Plurality.
Never heard of that.
I'll send you a link. Of
That's
some
fine.
examples. That's exactly what
I'm not saying I don't believe it. I just
If 34% say World is the best Mario game, and it has the most. No other one has more than 34%. It doesn't have majority. Majority means more than half. More than not is majority.
okay.
We're off topic.
So you think
It might
said-
have plurality. I genuinely don't know what people would say is the best.
you
World
also back to
probably
back.
would.
You back to back to the Spider-Man. You said, "Oh, too, you got nostalgia." The whole story of No Way Home is based on nostalgia. It's Spider-Man.
That has nothing to do with
Is there an original?
what I'm
there's
pointing
not.
out here.
There's not an
I'm
original
most
Spider-Man movie.
nostalgic
in that
for
one.
literally one. I know it's the freaking origin. I love the Green Goblin though. I love the costume. I think he's very cool.
In No Way Home.
No, one.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay,
No,
okay.
No Way Home is not my favorite Spider-Man movie. No, one would probably be, and then 2, and then 3, probably in that order.
I thought that's how this started. I
Nope.
said 2.
I think No Way Home is the best. You're doing the whole thing. You think this is my favorite,
Okay,
and it's
so
also the
let's
best
do that.
on everything
Let's-
we've listed so far.
Let's summarize.
Separate
that
the
then.
two.
Give me your best Spider-Man movie and your favorite Spider-Man. You said your
Best
best
is No Way Home. My favorite is
Favorite is
one.
one.
With Tobey Maguire.
Okay,
What's
but
the deal?
still,
Have you
but
been following me?
still, but still,
2 would
you
probably be
are-
my second favorite with Doc Ock. That's probably my second favorite over Home or No Way Home.
But then earlier, whenever we were arguing, you were arguing for No Way Home above 2. It has
better.
moral dilemmas. It's got this, it's nostalgia, this and
better.
that.
You're doing the whole thing that I've explained to you 1,000 times. Pokemon Fire Red is my favorite video game of all time. Mm-hmm. Would you rather play Fire Red or any other video game? You can list them. This one, no. This one, no. This one, no. Fire Red, my favorite. That's my favorite video game of all time. If you're asking me, what is the best video game of all time? It's not Pokemon Fire Red.
I don't understand. I can understand how your favorite football team is not the best football team.
Why can't that apply here? It should apply here.
I don't understand how you're saying No Way Home isn't even top 2 for you and your favorite. You said 2 other movies are better in your eyes. Your favorite over that. But then whenever I said, I like 2, I think it's the best, you jumped on No Way Home to defend it against one that you said you like better. I don't get
Yeah.
it. I don't get that.
I like it better because I grew up with it. I had a lot of merchandise of
Nostalgia.
it. I had a lot of the toys. The nostalgia is why I like it better. The nostalgia that I have for it doesn't make it better. And you and a lot of the world can't see through that. I'm not giving you crap. I'm calling it, again, let's call it what it is. Your
If
favorite
you-
and the thing you're the most nostalgic for has also been what you're arguing is the best in every category today. We need
You're
to
setting-
end this episode. We're going way over, and I don't want to edit this long.
You're setting someone down who has not watched any Spider-Man movie. They say I want to watch a Spider-Man movie. I've never watched one. You're gonna say watch No Way
Homecoming.
Home.
No. I wouldn't star somebody with the
Homecoming?
third in a trilogy, you sicko.
You could start them with 2. I promise you could. You could start them with Doc Ock's 2.
Why would you do that, though? I wouldn't throw somebody into something in the middle of it who has no prior knowledge and doesn't know what's going on. You start with the origins. That's not even the point.
They know the origin of Spider-Man.
Then
Because
they had to have seen some of this.
In Homecoming, you said it earlier. There is no origin story in Homecoming. He is Spider-Man. So then
Yeah.
but you're just.
But No Way Home builds off of stuff that's happened there.
So
You
does
can't
So why is it better to show them Homecoming and not 2?
Because 2 is a sequel, Homecoming is not.
I agree that if you knew nothing of Spider-Man,
I would not start
Who
somebody
is this kid? How did he get his
with-
powers? 2 would be weird. But so would Homecoming, because
Wars?
it doesn't show him get his powers in Homecoming. You'd be like, who is this kid?
No, but it acts as a de facto origin to the Tom Holland Spider-Man, even though you don't see how he got his powers. But Star Wars, Episode 5, which was the second one originally.
It's so stupid.
I know, right? It is what it is. I have no problems conceptualizing it, but a lot of people outside of Star Wars don't like that. The Empire Strikes Back. I just rewatched it 2 weeks ago. It's the best Star Wars movie to this day. Okay?
To this day.
Someone's like, to this day.
Real rap.
Someone's like, yeah, it is real rap. Facts. No cap.
Okay, no thanks.
Someone's like, I want to watch a Star Wars movie. I don't know anything about Star Wars. I'm not saying Empire Strikes Back. It's the best.
Okay.
You're not going to know what's going on. So your argument makes no sense in this circumstance.
No, I don't think it's... Whenever I say that, I don't necessarily mean... I've said it before. The best Thor movie, if you want to sit down...
Ragnarok?
I've never watched a superhero movie. Sit down and watch Ragnarok.
Yeah,
It's a Saturday morning cartoon watch. It's fantastic. I'm not suggesting the person who's watching has to have an understanding of what's this kid's origin story. Where did he come from? I don't know any of these characters. I'm just saying, sit down and watch this Spider-Man movie. You will enjoy it. I'm saying 2.
What's the most enjoyable watch then?
Sure.
That's a different story than you're sitting someone down. Like, it's different than your circumstances here, bro.
To say you're sitting someone down who's never watched the Spider-Man
Like,
movie,
I would not be
have them
like,
watch
No
it.
Way Home first, bro. Bro, you have no idea of the Marvel Cinematic Universe multiverse.
There's a lot to it. There's a lot to
That's
it.
gonna be yeah. It's not an easy watch with no prerequisites.
Okay.
Not at all. But I think it's probably the best of the Spider-Man movies. I do, yeah.
In summary, we can talk about this more later because this is going to keep on coming up as we debate more things.
Yes.
I totally agree that my favorite blank is not always the best blank.
Do you?
Oh, 100%. I
What's
do.
the best soda?
Probably Coke, unfortunately.
What's your favorite?
Anything but Coke. Like, sincerely, anything but
You
Coke.
don't have any qualities you would say about Coke to be like, here's why it's the best, other than like numbers and sales, which both of us can agree that, critically speaking, numbers and sales are flawed. Hershey is the best-selling chocolate in the world. It's not the best chocolate in the world.
But I think what happens a lot is whenever we differ on a thing, you will go to bat for the thing that you think is universally the best more than you will go to bat for something
My favorite?
that you think is a favorite. And that's
Yeah.
and that confuses
And
me
don't
because I'm like,
take
then
this
why
as
isn't that
a
your
knock.
favorite?
This isn't a knock at you for the reason I mentioned about football teams, bro. Nostalgia plays a big role in it. My sports
does.
teams are my favorite sports teams are my favorite sports teams.
Right.
Unless one wants to change their name and diss the history, right? But, because I know someone that's listening is thinking it. Someone out there, one of our friends or my family or something's thinking it. Whoa, that's not even... Someone's thinking it. I'm just getting ahead of it. Okay? So that's why you can cringe. Someone's thinking it.
I'm not cringing.
You're not. But the same concept applies to my favorites of a lot of things. What's your favorite meal? Oh, my mom's fried chicken. Okay, is your mom's fried chicken the best meal on the planet? Obviously not. But to that person, that's their
But
favorite.
sometimes it
Why is
is.
it hard to distinguish between the two?
Sometimes it is. In this case, we're talking about a grand total of 7 movies. And sometimes you or I are gonna be right that I think this is the best and it's the best.
3. Mario 3.
Okay. Sometimes that's gonna happen. But I'm egregious for saying I think 2 is the best and it's my favorite. That's what I don't understand.
No, I don't think you're egregious for that particularly. I don't think saying 2 is the best Mario movie.
It will be.
I don't think saying... What'd you say?
It will be. 2 will be the best Mario movie.
Oh,
excited-
God.
excited
That'd
for
be
the
fun. I have to do make a sequel. I do. I don't know what
They
they would do,
definitely-
but I
they
have to make a
They
sequel.
have to.
It'd be great. What was I going to say?
I said I think 2 is the best Spider-Man movie and my favorite Spider-Man movie, and sometimes that's going to happen. Sometimes my favorite is also going to be what I think
and like I said,
best.
that's how I feel about Super Mario 3.
Okay.
I think it's the best side-scrolling Mario, and it's my favorite side-scrolling Mario.
Okay. The majority, the plurality might disagree with us. I sincerely have never heard that word. It makes sense when you say it. That obviously, if there are 6 choices in a poll, and the leader has 33, I get that it's not majority. I get that. It makes sense. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I literally have never heard of it. So like that's just a new concept, I guess. That's the best way to summarize it. It's a new concept.
I was going to say something. I know what I was going to say now. And I want to preface that this sounds really condescending. I'm aware it sounds condescending. I don't mean for it to sound condescending. It's going to sound it.
Bring it.
There is a critical thinking level, in my opinion, to conceptualize and, at least for a brief moment, cope with the idea of almost everything in your life that is your favorite of a thing is not the best.
Probably not.
Thing.
That's 100% correct.
Like your grandmother's house that you have so many memories of sleepovers at. It's your happy place when you go to like to prepare, right? It's not the best house in the world.
Right.
Just a very objective thing that I think most of us can agree on as an example there, right?
Okay.
But like when you talk about movies, video games, some people with sports teams. Bro, I've got Michigan State fans clapping at Michigan fans right now. Who's playing for the national championship Monday and who didn't make it to a bowl game?
That's what I'm saying. Like
we're such a better school than them. We're the better school. We got the better programs. It's like, bro, you're delusional. You're literally delusional.
I feel like I'm not saying you're coming at me like directly, but you
No.
You have said like, oh, like, yes, my favorite sports team, my favorite soda, my favorite food, a lot of things.
Video games and movie is right there. Right there.
But that sometimes there are going to be instances where it both my favorite and what I think are the best are the same. Surely somewhere out there is a opinion of yours that you think is the best and you think is the, and it's not a opinion. Yeah, shut up. There is a opinion of yours that you think is your favorite and the best, and it's not. That's fine. We have at this point uncovered 2 of mine.
Things of mine that I think are.
We have uncovered 2 of mine, and you're dogging me.
I think
honestly, not even
3 of yours. 3 of yours.
Not even 2. Not even 2, because I never said World is the best Mario game of all time.
What's the best side-scrolling Mario game? I asked you to answer it. And then
the
you
best
got off topic
side-scroller?
and said, if I was in a room, the majority... No. Answer the question. What's the best side-scroller Mario game?
I think is 3. Yes.
No way! You acknowledge it's a better game.
I'm sorry, not 3. Not 3. I keep on mixing them up. It's World.
Okay. I'm like, you did not just do this when you agree with me that it's the better game.
There are going to be times, especially when the pool is 8 of a thing. There are going to be... What's the best Fast and the Furious movie? There are going to be times where I'm like, I think 2 is the best. Oh my God, that can't be! Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is.
I'm not saying that's not the case. I agree that that's going to be the case sometimes, because I think 3 is the best side-scrolling Mario game, and it happens to be my favorite.
But I'm egregious for saying
so many people
I'm
fail
egregious for
to
having
ever be able to go to bat and explain and argue for why something is better than something, even though it's not their personal favorite. I will die on the hill that... Oh, let me think of something real quick.
It is so easy to say. It is so easy to say.
The Tampa Bay Rays
suck.
No! They are a better ran Major League Baseball franchise than
the A's.
No less than 25 of the 30 teams. They are ran better organizationally with less money, mind you, because they don't spend anything on free agency ever. Or to sign their own guys. They are better ran than all of them. They have 0 World Series to show for it. They're always in the mix every year. They're in the toughest division in baseball, right? But people would just look at the argument and be like, "No, Yankees. No, Dodgers. Dodgers have 1 World Series since 1988, brother. That's the same amount as the Cincinnati Reds, who have been a suckfest in that time span. The Diamondbacks won 1 and just got back to another one. They're still not a better ran franchise than the Rays are. But we can't, and the Rays are not my favorite baseball team. so many people with these mid teams. Like, I'm going to say, like, who's an example? The Kansas City Royals. They won the World Series in, like, 2013. Was it 13 or... No, it would have been... I think it was 13. They would die on the hill because I know Kansas City fans. They would be like, oh, the Rays got ringless. You're not better than us. You're not a better organization than us. They are, bro. They're a better ran organization than you. I promise you.
I don't feel like that's fine.
I'm cutting at least 20 minutes at this point.
Some people are that way, but you haven't even given me a chance. Like I will openly say that I did earlier. I said some things of 3 that are better than World. I like the power-ups. Mm-hmm. The art style is more unique. I would not more unique, but better.
Okay.
I can sit down and critically think of things that this is better. But just because at the end of the day I still settle back into what I think is the same, is that a con? I'm confused.
Not necessarily always. I'm pointing out the fact that a majority, legitimately, of the country thinks the way that you happen to think about Mario games, the Grinch movies, Spider-Man movies, about everything in life. This is my favorite sports team. They are the best. They're the best. They're the best. They're not the best, almost certainly. All right?
But
so many people fail to separate the two, bro. Why are you getting caught up in this?
Because you're saying
it's
that
okay.
I do it, and I'm like,
if
how?
The thing
how
that
do
is
I
the
do
best
it?
Is also your favorite. That's fine. I don't give a crap.
But because I am saying that Spider-Man 2 is my favorite and the best Spider-Man movie, you're like, yeah, there you go. Oh, you can't possibly imagine that No Way Home is better. Like, I didn't say that.
I'm just pointing out, like, you don't think it's a coincidence at all that all of these things that you think are the best also happen to be the ones you have the most nostalgia for and are your favorites? You don't think that's a coincidence?
We've named at most 3, one of which has a whole 2 to choose from, The Grinch and The New Grinch.
Nah, this is the 80s.
It's not really fair.
I'll give you that.
It's not really fair. To say that about the Spider-Man movies, again,
it's so
nobody's...
consistent, though, to go back to The Grinch. I'm like the only person that's my age that I've seen be like, this is a better movie.
Okay.
And it's like, you don't think that means you're wrong? No. Because the way I'm telling you people are looking at The Grinch applies to the way people look at everything. My dad, if you're listening, and I don't even know if this part's going to make it into the episode, because we're at the 90 freaking minute mark right now. And I'm not posting a 90-minute episode.
Long episode.
My dad, if I said, Dad, what's the best cereal to you? He would say Count Chocula.
Okay.
Dad, what's your favorite cereal? Count Chocula. You don't think that's a coincidence there? So many people fail to separate favorite versus best. I use video games as an example for this all the time. Because, again, my favorite video game of all time is obviously not the best video game of all time.
So that's what I'm saying.
Why is it so bad when I extrapolate that from video games to movies?
Because what happens is we have had that conversation. I have said Portal 2 is my favorite video game of all time. Is it the best? No. The next day, I'll say, man, World is my favorite side-scroller, and I think it's the best. Just like everybody else. You can't distinguish. No, that's not fair. I literally distinguished on a sentence ago. It's just sometimes it's going to happen.
I didn't even really call you out for it. I'm calling out most people. But
you did on the Grinch. You did on the Grinch.
Yes.
Even though
that one, I swear, I spoke to like a 38-year-old like 3 weeks ago who happened to mention, by the way, her daughter thinks the animated Grinch is better. Her daughter's so freaking young that I'm not even going to bother like leaning on like, oh, I told you.
A 6-year-old said, yeah.
Right. But like a 38-year-old, too old to have nostalgia for Jim Carrey's Grinch or the Illumination one. It's like, oh God, it's so much better. For the reasons I said it was better. I'm like, yes, thank you.
That's the beauty of life. People can have different opinions. But what happens is, I'm just over here saying, man, I think World is the best and it's my favorite. I have no beef. I have no beef with you thinking 3 is better. No beef. But you're literally saying, screw world, get it out of here. You can't differentiate between that. Like,
You got
so
caught
fired
up on my exact verbatim and never got past it, clearly. When I said screw
it's
world.
just-
I don't even think it's a bad game.
Then don't say screw it. Which is it? Is it not a bad game or are you saying screw it? Which is it?
Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. Screw that guy.
Oh, my God.
Same thing.
my God.
What's the issue? Why is it not the same? Because to me it is. Show me him with those nuggies, Pat. I'm over it.
The biggest
Screw
thing
that
that
guy.
I'm saying is I'm just confused. I am confused.
Who's the best quarterback of all time?
We've had this discussion.
Say it.
Best or most successful?
Who is the best?
If you're asking me who I think the best quarterback of all time is,
Who's the GOAT? More specifically, you have to say who's the GOAT.
I have to say Tom Brady, I guess.
Okay. Thank you. That's great. That's all I need to know, because I know you hate that man with passion. So we're cool. I can end there.
My favorite quarterback's not a guy I should root for either. I think Rodgers is probably my favorite quarterback of all time.
Yeah, Peyton Manning's my favorite of all time.
His
Not a guy I
recent
should root for
stretches.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe Burrow's my favorite now, but I mean,
Sure.
and Tua's your favorite now. So, I mean,
Sure.
we've had very similar thoughts on that. We both think Brady's the GOAT. He's not our favorite
That's what I'm
from
saying.
when we were kids, and our favorite's not from our teams.
Why is it that there you can say, yes, thank you, but then when I have somehow out of 7 Spider-Man movies that matter, I'm like, I think this one's the best and it's my favorite. Then I'm like, all of a sudden in with the masses of can't distinguish. I don't get that. Why is my leash
That
so
might
short?
not be fair. That might not be fair. Let me
Because sometimes
reflect
it
on
can
it, and I'll acknowledge that I might not be correct in that sense, okay? By grouping you in. Is that good enough for you?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm mature enough to do that. That's fine. I have no problems with that.
I think one thing that both you and I have great capabilities of, that's why we have this show, half the reason, is because I am willing. I promise I am. I did a minute ago. I said, tell me why 3's better. I present to me an argument of something that I totally disagree with. I'll listen and I'll consider. I said, yeah, it's got a better blankety blank. Some people can't do that. Some people, the moment
they cannot.
The moment I start saying, man, Jim Carrey's just better. No, it's not. No, it's not. You can't talk to those people. I can't stand those people. If you want to be cemented in your beliefs and your opinions,
no, I'm not
that's
doing
fine.
that.
You're not. So that's what I'm saying. But you're almost pegging me as that kind. That's like, no, I won't hear it. I won't hear why No Way Home.
I'm putting you on the cusp sometimes. And again, I acknowledge that might not be fair.
I will hear your reasons as to why you think No Way Home is a better Spider-Man.
I'm just saying the reason I'm saying you obviously have achieved a deeper level of thinking than most of those people do. I propose the idea that maybe there are some subjects out there where you do feel blinded by nostalgia. That's all. That's all I proposed that.
That's one of those, like, just because it's that doesn't mean that's why.
I agree.
Nostalgia doesn't
I agree with you, and I use 3 as an example about 15 times now. 3's the best. 3's my favorite.
Okay.
So I'm with you.
So
it would be weird if you have 0 things that you think are the best that is also your favorite. That'd be a little strange.
So let's just both acknowledge that we are going to have times where our favorite thing we are going to think is the best, and that's probably not the case. I.e., side-scrolling Mario games.
Is that what you're saying now?
I never disagreed with that.
So you think there's a very real shot that 3 is a better game than World?
Poll the United States. I would love to hear people's opinions.
You know why I wouldn't do that?
Because
they're going to go with the one they played the most when they were a kid every time.
Not
saying that's what you're doing. Not saying that's what you're doing.
Right, but that's the difference. That's the difference. Is that sincerely, I don't care if you think 3 is better. I don't. If you think 3 is better, that's fine. I don't. Great for you.
It is a subject that I'm more passionate about than most subjects and than most people.
I think that's what happened here. I think what happened here is Spider-Man movies, Mario games, whatever. We said we had different bests. We had different favorites.
I'm not that passionate about the Spider-Man movie thing. I'm not.
Okay, you're definitely more passionate about the Mario game. I give you that.
Yeah, for sure.
But one of us said, and the other said,
screw that. I never got past it either. I said that and you never got past it.
Yeah, because it was a very heated response. I was like, what do you say F me for? That's exactly what happened.
Next week on Headaches and Hot Takes, I'm laying the gauntlet down. And I laid it down this week, but then we got off topic. And saying
The gauntlet.
that I have a game to prove that I know more about one of our favorite shows, SpongeBob SquarePants, than Hearn does. And he accepted. What do you have to say?
I'm excited. I don't think you know what you're up against, pal. Ask anybody. Ask anyone who knows me.
I might be in over my head.
Ask Treads. Ask my brother. I think I am one of the most. This doesn't help me in life. I'm not saying I'm better than you.
Not
I think
at all.
I am one of the most, if there's something to be quoted, I know the quotes. I can quote
Fair.
things like no other.
I think it's a tick with you. We've talked about that a little bit. I
Right.
think it's a tick.
So
There's just something there.
I'm excited for us to go head to head and see what we can come up with. I'm very excited.
It's going to be fun, man. We've got a whole structure ready for it. Hey, there might not be a winner at the end. We might clear the whole board. We'll see.
I honestly expect us to. Yeah.
I've got a couple letters. I'm like, I don't think we're clearing those.
Yeah, maybe.
So but
Let's
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. We were supposed to do it this week. We got off topic, went off the rails as we always do. But I figure we got to end it at some point. Why not there and let you know what you can expect next week.
Next time on Headaches and Hot Takes.
Next time on Headaches and Hot Takes. Hey, this week it's Who Day for Life. And it's Go Blue for Life, too.
I was
But
going to
this
say,
week
you were Go
specifically
Blue
as a
first.
sign-off, Go Blue.
Mine's not changing, baby. Peace.